We're good? Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody tonight to our August town board meeting. We'll get started with the pledge. Everybody stand up. We'll get the flag. And our police chief's here, so I'll ask him to lead us. Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Nice job, Robert. Now let's see who's with us tonight. We have our town board. We have Sylvia Santiago, Stephen Bedetti, Steve Moreau. We have our town clerk, Kelly Allegra. I also see our highway superintendent is with us tonight, our town attorney, Dave Zagon, and our police chief, Robert Doss. We have Danielle Barrett with us from IT and Ray Santiago. So we're ready to go. Okay. Yes, off we go then. Okay, the first item on the agenda is a sewer assessment roll for 2021. And I think our sole assessor, Todd Wiley, is with us, and he will make a presentation. Mr. Wiley.
Good evening. Every year, the town is required to publish sort of sewer assessment roll. It's a listing of all the properties within town located within the sewer district. And those properties pay a line item on their covers what we call the sewer bond. That's typically $25 a year. Single family house. And the purpose of this hearing is to give the taxpayers an opportunity to challenge it. In other words, if somebody felt that they weren't in the district and we said they were, this would be a good opportunity to present it. It's actually like the last opportunity before we get prepared. January bill. Doing this for 20 years, somebody challenge it. Typically, we go on top of it. We get copies of the building permits, demolition permits, and we get the charges accordingly. There's a point system. Example: a vacant lot pays 7 points per acre, and one family house pays 10 points. A two-family house pays 20 points, and so on. All the various property taxes. While we're having this hearing, we can't levy the tax unless we give people an opportunity to challenge it. Heard somebody who has any questions that's incorrectly charged. Now would be a good time to raise that issue.
So we'll have to also hang on to see if we have anybody online that has something to say. So a couple of minutes, all right?
Sure.
I'll hold on. And introduce a late arrival. Deputy Police Chief Michael Farpen is with us now. Making sure the police chief is here. He's here, Mike. He's here. Anything over there? Okay, Mr. Wiley, thank you very much for attending tonight. And at this point, we'll close the public hearing. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, close the public hearing, the matter of proposed sewer assessment roll for 2021. Motion?
Move.
Second?
Roll call.
Councilman Moreau,
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti,
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago,
Yes.
Supervisor Myers.
Yes, Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, adopt the sewer assessment roll for the year 2021 and authorize the town clerk to advertise for same as required by law. Motion?
Move.
Second?
Roll call.
Councilman Moreau,
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti,
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago,
Yes.
Supervisor Myers.
Yes, the next item on the agenda is public comments on agenda items only. At the end of the meeting, we'll have public comments for whatever, but this particular public comment just has to do with agenda items. So I'll hold on for a minute or two and see if we have anybody wants to say anything about the items on the agenda, and if not, move along. Barrett? Nobody. Okay, so we'll move along. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, approve the minutes of the Town Board meeting held July 7, 2020. Minutes per copies posted in the Town Clerk's Bulletin Board and Town Hall, same distributed to Town Board members. Motion?
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
yes,
Supervisor Myers?
Yes. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, authorize the Town Supervisor to execute proposal for professional services in a total amount not to exceed $5,000 from Tectonic Engineering and Surveying Consultants, PC, for the surveying services related to emergency corrective action to be taken in conjunction with the Sloop Hill Road pavement, settlement, embankment, stability project. Motion?
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this is that Sloop Hill project. How's that coming, Anthony?
So we're likely to get some quotes on sides I want to.
Okay. All right, I think, just for people's edification, the board members discuss all of these things at the workshop on Mondays. So there's not a lot of discussion here because they've had discussion with me before on the Monday preceding the board. So this has to do with Sloop Hill, which has been a problem for a while. The highway superintendent's been trying to Band-Aid it now for years, and now we really have to do something. It's getting to a point that is really needs to be fixed. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, approve the appropriation of not more than $80,000 for the capital project fund and authorize the town supervisor to execute an attached proposal from Upstate Concrete and Masonry Contracting Company, Inc., provided pursuant to Orange County Public Improvement Contracts, RFB OC 9619, in order to repair and replace the concrete curbs and sidewalk at Town Hall located 555 Union Avenue, New Windsor, New York, all in accordance with the resolution annexed here to. Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, we've had some sidewalks out here that are probably flat out dangerous, so the board has decided that we need to replace them, and that's what this project is about. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, approve the appropriation not more than $225,000 from the capital project fund and authorize the town super to execute the attached proposal from DS Meyer Enterprises LLC, provided pursuant to Orange County Public Improvement Contract, RFB OCO 42-21, for reconstruction and resurfacing of the parking lot at New Windsor Town Hall, 555 Union Avenue, New Windsor, New York, all in accordance with the resolution attached hereto. Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this is the project to pave Town Hall here. It kind of looks like it's been under attack. So the board's decided to pave this along with the sidewalks. And Anthony, we need to get this done right before.
Starting more with sidewalks and curbs.
And what about the parking lot?
Sidewalks and curbs.
Okay, because we're gonna have that 9/11 memorial here, the 20-year anniversary. So I wanted to get it all done by then.
All lined up.
Okay,
It works out.
all right. Good job. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, approve the appropriation not more than $45,000 for the capital project fund and authorize the town supervisor to execute the attached proposal from DS Meyer Enterprises LLC, provided pursuant to Orange County Public Improvement Contract, RFB OCO 4221, for the reconstruction and/or resurfacing of the parking lot located at the Town of New Windsor Recreation Department at 244 Union Avenue, Windsor, New York, all in accordance with the resolution and annexed here too. Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes. This is 244 Union. That's another parking lot that looks like it's been under attack. So we've kind of decided to kind of get this up to snuff, and hopefully that it'll all be done and we're good. Just as a side note, the town has finished up its project to upgrade all of the parks. So all of our town parks have been upgraded. We just finished today with, actually, I think it was Friday, but it's Bull Road, Butter Hill, and Beaver Dam. And I just wanted to mention that our Recreation Director, Matt Veronese, and our Buildings and Grounds Director, Keith Bedetti, were instrumental in getting this done, and I, on behalf of the board, appreciate their efforts. So now all of our parks are updated, and all of the money was taken out of Parklands funds, which is money that developers are required to give to the town. So there was no taxpayer money used on that. So I'm glad that the parks are done, and we also have the new dog park that seems to be a home run with people. So right now, our our recreation parks in great shape. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor pursuant to the New Windsor Code, Chapter 252, entitled Streets and Sidewalks, hereby adopt the attached order to be executed by the town supervisor, directing the owners of 2602 Liberty Ridge, New Windsor, New York, to repair the sidewalks abutting the above referenced premises no less than 30 days from the date that the attached order is adopted. Motion,
Move.
Second.
roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this was a resident who did some damage to a sidewalk. What, they put in a pool or something out there?
There's a pool in a couple years ago, damage.
Okay. And we've been after them to repair it, and I think she's trying, but she's having trouble with getting a contractor. So if they don't get it done in 30 days, we'll do it and we'll assess the property. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, authorize supervisor to execute the attached federal aid local projects utility work agreement among the Town of New Windsor, City of Newburgh, and New York State Department of Transportation, providing for the relocation of Town of New Windsor's 10-inch transite water main and installation of a new water meter pit by the City of Newburgh during the replacement of the Walsh Road over Quaseg Creek Bridge project. Motion,
Second.
roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this City of Newburgh is replacing that bridge, and in the process of doing that, they've agreed to do this work for the town at no cost to the town. So I'd like to thank Dave Zagon for kind of getting that all in place for us. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor hereby authorize the town supervisor to execute the attached supplement agreement number 3 between the New York State Department of Transportation and Town of New Windsor, which reallocates funding from construction design phase of project to the right-of-way acquisition phase of the Lake Road Bridge over Metro North Railroad project. Motion,
Second.
roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this is just moving money from one phase to the next. That project is done too. That was another project that took forever to complete, that Lake Road Bridge, but that's done now. Have no objection to, I'm sorry. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor hereby authorize the town supervisor to execute, if deemed necessary by the town attorney in consultation with the town engineer, the required site draft essential to draw on an irrevocable letter of credit issued by the Greater Hudson Bank for Briarwood East major subdivision, AKA known as Swan Hollow, in an amount up to the full value of same, $165,000, and further that should Highview of Orange County incomplete said public projects improvements to the satisfaction of highway superintendent, town engineer, and therefore provide this statutory required maintenance bond for same, the town supervisor authorized to release any or all unused amount of the performance security bond to Highview without further town board approval, all in accordance with the resolution annexed here to. Motion,
Second.
roll call.
Councilman Rowe?
Yes.
Sorry, Councilman Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes. We've had some issues with this contractor out there, and I've been in constant touch with the Jetty Gallagher from the building department and Dave Zagon, and they're either gonna do it or we're gonna do it and hold the money. You're familiar with this, what's going on out there, right, Mr. Fair? Okay. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, authorize the supervisor to execute a contract in substantially the same form as annexed hereto between the State of New York Department of Environmental Conservation and the Town of Windsor for provision of temporary alternate sources of drinking water until such time as the New York State provides a permanent solution to PFAS contamination at Butter Hill wells. Motion,
Second.
roll call.
Councilman Rowe?
Yes.
Councilmember Detti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, there's been a lot of work put into this by myself and the town attorney for the DEC, and we've kind of brought them around, and I think they're ready to give the town a substantial amount of money, $3.6 million, to help us with the water that we have been buying. They've been doing it for the city of Newburgh, so I only thought it was fair if they're doing it for them, that maybe they should do it for us. But once again, the town attorney's been in there slugging on this one, and good job, David. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receive and file amendment number 1 for map plan and report of McGoey Hauser Edsel Consulting Engineers dated July 30th, 2021 for the Clarkview Sewer Main Replacement Project. All right, this project is finally going to get going, I hope. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, adopt an order calling for a public hearing to be held on September 1, 2021 at 555 Union Avenue, Windsor, New York at 7 o'clock to consider an amendment to the increase and improvement facilities sewer district number 17 and 18, which is the Clarkview Sewer main replacement project in accordance with the order attached here to. Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yeah, we only had one bidder. We went twice on this, and the same bidder came in. They came in a little higher, but so we thought the project would be higher, but the grant money that we got nullified that, so it'd actually be a little lower. So there'd be less impact for those folks in sewer district 17 and 18. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, author supervisor to execute the attached change order number 2 with Black Electric Inc. for a net credit of $14,400, representing unused contract allowances of rock excavation and crushed stone on the multiple standby generators for a wastewater pump stations project. Said change order shall be in a form acceptable to town attorney with the approval of the town engineer. Motion?
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this is another strange one. This actually we're getting credit. 14,000. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, authorize the final payments in the sum of $12,502 to Black Electric Inc. for the multiple standby generators for wastewater pump stations project pursuant to the recommendation of Goey Hauser Etzel, consulting engineers dated October 8th, 2021, attached here too. Motion.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this was a $938,000 project, and we would drag around these couple of generators when we needed them. But now we have installed all of them, and I kind of think, want to mention Councilman Bedetti was involved in this with me and the engineers, and we kind of got it done now that they all have their own generator, and hopefully be a whole lot easier for us sewer department people. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor hereby authorize the approval and hiring of Paul Kroll as a new full-time laborer pursuant to New York State Civil Service Law, Section 71, and New York State Town Law, Section 20. Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Abstain.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this was a recommendation from the highway superintendent. We had some applications come in. He conducted some interviews, and he recommended to the board that we hire Mr. Kroll, and he is now, when's he starting, Anthony?
As soon as John McDonald gets one.
Okay, so you work with John, and let's get the paperwork. You probably can use him. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, in accordance with the resolution attached here too, authorize the supervisor to execute the attached short environmental assessment form, determine this matter to be unlisted action pursuant to the state. The SEQA declare itself to be lead agency under SEQA for the review of this action, call a public hearing to consider a proposed local law to opt out of allowing adult use cannabis retail dispensaries and on-site consumption sites as authorized by the Cannabis Law Article 4. Said public hearing to be held at 7 p.m. September 1st at Town of New Windsor Town Hall, 555 Union Avenue, and direct the town clerk to give lawful notice of the public hearing and posting regarding same. Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes, this has to do with the law that was passed regarding cannabis, which is marijuana. And we're required to hold a public hearing, and we'll hear from the public on this. And then the board will kind of make a decision, I think probably that night or possibly in October. But we have to give the public a chance to comment. We'll have a couple of, maybe 3 or 4 public hearings next month. Bring lunch. Danielle, will you be here? I hope. Oh, God. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, authorize the supervisor to execute a state master contract for grants between the Town of New Windsor and the State of New York for the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee Police Traffic Services Program in the amount of $17,016 effective October 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022. Motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Rowe?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes. Police Chief Dawes. This means that I won't be spending this overtime, the state will be.
This will certainly help out.
What are you gonna do with this money? This
This
the,
is for moving violations, phone violations, seatbelt violations,
okay.
even DWI.
And I was just asked, DWI too?
That's included.
Oh, good. Okay, so I guess that money's coming. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, authorize the supervisor to execute a memorandum of understanding in substantially the same form as annexed hereto between the Town of Windsor, CSEA Local 1000, AFSCME, and AFL-CIO, amending the terms of Section 31 of the current collective bargaining agreement to allow for a modification to the size of lockers to be provided to female police dispatchers from 5 cubic feet to 4.5 cubic feet and relocate same from the shower area of the female locker room to an outside the shower area of the female locker room. Motion,
Move.
Second.
roll call.
Councilman Rowe,
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Santiago,
yes,
Supervisor Myers.
Yes, there was some issues with someone one of the female dispatchers in the shower room and maybe one of the female officers. So I actually went down there, looked at it. I had some discussions with somebody and eventually Lieutenant Feo said to me, "How do you know about this?" I said, "Because I went there. I was looking at it." So this should clear everything up.
This makes us good for the future.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was surprised that we had to go to the union for this, but I guess we did. So, all right, so it's done and everybody should be happy. They should have the same possibilities that the male officers have, right? So we have new lockers too. Is that something coming?
We're getting the money.
Okay, all right. Okay, Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, authorize supervisor to enter into and execute the attached exclusive brokerage agreement with John J. Lease Realtors, which shall list for sale property owned by the Town of New Windsor, commonly known as 18 Snake Hill Road, New Windsor, New York, and further described on the Town of New Windsor tax maps as Section 9, Block 1, Lot 104.2. Said agreement shall commence August 5th, 2021, and expire 11:59 p.m. on February 1st, 2022. Motion,
Move.
Second.
roll call.
Councilman Rowe,
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti,
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago,
yes,
Supervisor Myers.
Yes, we are desperately trying to sell that building out there across from Devitt's. Town attorney has been struggling with this for a while. I was thinking about pulling his real estate license, but he's asked for one more chance. After that, I'm turning it over to Keith Bedetti. Let him do what he wants. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, whereas the County of Orange has funds to be distributed to local municipalities for recreation purposes for 2021, and whereas the Town of Windsor does wish to participate in such program, now therefore be resolved, the Town Board, Town of Windsor, approve the receipt of said funds in the total amount of $8,524 funded by the Orange County Solutions Funding through the Orange County Youth Bureau and authorize the supervisor to execute all necessary contracts and documentation with regard to available funds. Motion,
Move.
Second.
roll call.
Councilman Rowe,
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti,
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago,
yes,
Supervisor Myers.
Yeah, this money will be used by our Recreation Department. Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, whereas the County of Orange has funds to be distributed to local municipalities for police purposes for the year 2020, and whereas the Town of Windsor does wish to participate in said programs, now therefore be resolved, Town Board, Town of Windsor, approve the receipt and funds of the total amount of $5,000 funded by the Orange County Solutions Funding for the Orange County Youth and Juvenile Aid Bureau, and authorize the supervisor to execute all necessary contracts and documentation with regard to available funds. Motion,
Second.
roll call.
Councilman Rowe,
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti,
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago,
yes,
Supervisor Myers.
Yes. Chief Dawes, I'm expecting the overtime to be really low now. You're getting all this money. Okay. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receive and file with the town clerk a letter of resignation submitted by Vito Giudice dated July 1st, 2021, resigning from the Assessment Board of Review effective July 1st, 2021. Vito's a longtime member of the Assessment Board of Review, and I've sent him some correspondence thanking him, but I'd also like to kind of thank him tonight for his service to the town. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor shall receive and file the attached letter agreement dated June 21st, 2021, between the Town of Windsor, Town of Newburgh for sharing at no cost the Town of Windsor's portable generators on a temporary basis. Said agreement is effective until December 31st, 2021. So we lend them one of our portable generators, and they kind of lend us, I think they lend us a stage, something. So we will put in writing in case anything happens, we're both covered. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor receive and file the petition of the Town of Windsor residents lodging a complaint against noise emanating from the rodeo at the Newburgh Armory. So what had happened, I had a resident, Carla Dyer, came to my office and she said that there was a lot of noise from a rodeo that was going on in the city of Newburgh. So I called the mayor in the city of Newburgh. I spoke to him and he said, yeah, listen, he's going to try and kind of ask him to tone it down. So I asked Carla to get me a petition. So now I want people to know that we are definitely going to monitor this. I spoke to the police chief today. We have decibel machines that we can check the noise, and we'll see where we're at. But I thought this was an week occurrence. Mercifully, it was like one in July, looks like one in August, and now hopefully one and done. But I can't imagine how loud it is in Newburgh if we're having residents hear it on Darla, I think lives on Veronica. So like I said today, let's see what happens, and I don't know. We can only control what we control. We don't control the rodeo. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receive and file its assured flood insurance policy number 740-580-357-32021 for the period of August 13, 2021 to August 13, 2022. This is just our flood insurance. Hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor, receive and file in the underwriter of Lloyd's London Insurance Policy number W2328C200-301 for the period June 15th through 2021 through June 15, 2022. This has to do with our cyber liability. I have, the next is a hearing no objection, Town Board, Town of Windsor shall receive and file with the town clerk the attached monthly reports of the following departments for July 2021. Justice Calderon, Justice Myers, Police Department, Recreation Department, Tax Receiver Utility Report, the Town Clerk, and the New Windsor Emergency Medical Services. I kind of looked at those reports today. You had 4 DWIs last month, Robert, and the ambulance corps had 307 calls for the month. That was their busiest month in well over a year. So we are really kind of responding to a lot of calls, and we've kind of cut back on going to other municipalities other than Cornwall, which myself and the town attorney are working on that particular contract, and we'll take it to the board once we get it finalized. But they are hopping down at the ambulance. I just want to mention that they do a very good job for us, and I'm pleased with their. He sent me an email today that 2 of your cops showed up at something and helped to save somebody's life.
Yes, an 86-year-old man with cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
And assisted with the ambulance corps, of course, CPR, the AED, they did 6 shots with the AED, resuscitated the man, still alive. Sitting here, you can see.
Yeah, no, Mike said it was because of their actions, so I'm sure when you have your awards, that'll be there.
Sure.
And maybe you could send me something so I can send them something,
Mhm.
you know? But Mike took time out to say that if it wasn't for them, the guy probably wouldn't have made it. So our job, meaning the ambulance corps and the police department, is to get them to the hospital alive, and then we're out. But we do a pretty good job of that, getting them to the hospital. So, yeah, I'd just like to thank those guys myself. So whenever you get a chance, just write it up and send it down to me. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the public forum. The public forum would be open to any questions or comments that you have, and I'll open up that now. Anybody have anything? Come up to the microphone, state your name. Yes, you're it. You?
On BG, I live in Better Hill Estates, and we were trying to get the traffic light.
That's our, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Supposed to get a traffic light on Route 94 in the Better Hill Estates. And so far, I haven't seen any work being done by the state. I know they work very slow, but gave James Stewart a call today, and he seems to be a little tied up in Albany for some reason.
He what?
He seems to be a little tied up in Albany for some.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
So he's either gonna get back to me or he's gonna call you. And, according to his secretary.
Okay.
And, but also kudos to those two service police officers that saved that person's life.
Okay. Thank you, Don.
That's
I'll just catch you up quick on that, that we did send paperwork to the New York State Department of Transportation. It was 3 things that we sent up, the board sent up. It had to do with the traffic light in 94, the school zone for the Kaplan School, and that turning zone out by Price Chopper. So we're waiting to hear back from them. It's in my pending file, and the town attorney's office follows up on it. We talk about it every week. But you're right, the state's a little slow, and my bet is they're going to get a little slower for a while. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we are following up on that, and we have had 2 details now, right out at that that turning lane. First time we issued 37 tickets, the second time we issued 25 summonses, right? So yeah, we're trying to send a message to people, like it's pretty dangerous through there, and I always say though, at the end of the day, that this personal responsibility comes into this, you really have to kind of drive carefully. Police can only do so much, I can only do so much, and then the ball's in people's court. Okay, Ms. Barrett? No one likes you. I like you, but I don't think anybody else, no one? Okay. Anybody else? Okay, just come up to the microphone.
I don't know if I can do this at this time. I just had a question. I listened on the workshop on Monday, but the Juvenile Aid Bureau, can you just explain those funds are for?
Yeah, I'll have the police chief do that, because he distributes that, but it's for our juvenile bureau.
Sure, so we apply for a grant every year with the recreation department to get some funds, and it's not a lot of money, it's $2,000. And we use those funds in concert with the recreation department, for youth programs and activities. Those activities are various at any given year. So I'm not sure exactly what it's gonna be this year, but that's what it'll be.
So it's, for example, I don't know if you're gonna do like the Children's Fun Day. It's not, I'm thinking Juvenile Aid Bureau. It's not related to your police work or anything with arresting juvies anymore, but.
No,
it's not
certainly
that
not.
kind
No,
of funding.
this is positive money.
Okay.
To keep the kids active and busy. I get to know the recreation department employees and the people.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? That's it, Danielle? Done? Okay, Chair will entertain a motion, Town Board, Town of Windsor, adjourn the Town Board meeting at 7:31 PM. Motion,
Move. Second.
roll call.
Councilman Moreau?
Yes.
Councilman Bedetti?
Yes.
Councilwoman Santiago?
Yes.
Supervisor Myers?
Yes. Okay, thank you for coming tonight, and we'll see you in September. Bring your lunch.